So, a common mistake that people make when studying for the CPA exam, or really when studying for anything, working toward any goal, is expecting the motivation to do what they need to do to just show up on their own. They think if they just sit down at the desk with the study books, motivation will just be there. And if it's not, then we procrastinate, we don't get as much done. So it's relying too much on motivation and on the days when you feel like it, just when you start the thing. And you're really slowing your progress down if you're only working and making progress when you feel like it. But you also need to realize motivation doesn't just show up on its own. Motivation is something you can create and generate from within. It's not just, you don't just have to wait for it to show up. And the way you generate motivation, there's a couple different ways. You need to remind yourself why you're doing what you're doing. When you start, you're attached to your goal, but then over time, when there's more space between when you start and where you are now, you need to make sure to visit, okay, like what am I ultimately trying to achieve and why is this important to me? What's the point of all this? Another thing is, who are you doing it for? Are you trying to pass your CPA to, get a better job, to provide for your partner, for your kids, for your family? Who your future self could be, who you're doing it for, to get that achievement, to, just for yourself, to better your own career. Why are you doing it? Who are you doing it for? And also, what is it you're working toward? What is that final goal? Reminding yourself, down the road, you're going to get that license, that piece of paper verifying that you are a CPA. Think about how good that's going to feel. So sort of the 5W questions, a couple of them are really good for motivation. And if you're not feeling motivated, how long has it been since you've thought about these things? The CPA takes months, years potentially to work for. So if you've got your motivation in the beginning, but you never revisit, what's causing you to do it in the first place, of course, you're not gonna be as engaged, you're not gonna do it as much. So I think periodically we need to make sure to reconnect to what is motivating us, and that can give you sort of the energy to continue with the time and effort needed.